Hello and welcome to my channel. So here I am within the interface of Davinci Resolve and I am on version 19, and I thought I wanted to show you how I color grade my images. This is from for a specific documentary I'm working on right now. It's called The Mountain Volunteers, and I'm working with a group of people living in the mountains and a rescue team. And I have a shot here which we can see we have here a small village of cabins, and it's situated in the mountains. And I think this shot is really a great shot, but it does have a it needs a little bit of a touch-up. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I think that goes and explains Davinci Resolve wrong and really tries to overcomplicate stuff. So I thought I wanted to show you my take on color grading. So I just set an in and an out point. I'm just gonna drag the image to the timeline. I don't need audio because the audio was awful, so I'm going to replace that anyway. So we're going to choose the clip. I'm going to go into the color page, and here we are inside of the color page. And as you can see, I have a lot of B-roll shots on a timeline that I have color corrected already, and you can see there's a lot of power within this page. And what we're going to do, we're going to work in nodes, and we're going to work on the specific color wheels here. So as we can see, the image is a bit bleak, so I want to see if I can pull out some more contrast. Now this was shot with a Sony FX6 in Cinecolor, and it was shot with a 200 to 600 millimeter lens, and this was shot at 600 millimeter full length, but it does lack contrast and sharpness. I want to see if I can do something with the image to remedy this. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and add some contrast to have the image pop a lot more. Let's see, somewhere around here. Just gonna turn off and on, off and on. I mean, you can see already the effect that had. We also can see that the trees here need a bit of a sharpening. I can't remember what f-stop I was using, but probably above f8. You know, the sharpest portion of the lens is usually between f.6 and f8. So let's just go ahead and see if we can turn up the details to around 40. I think this is looking rather nice. We can see the tree here have already added some sharpening. And we're going to pull out and pull down the highlights, because I'm just going to see the snow here and here. So I can see if something happens when we just pull down the highlights just a little bit on the snow. And I'm actually going to pull up the shadows a little bit somewhere around here, and just add a little bit of more contrast. Now I think this is starting to look really nice. Let's turn it off. Wow, and on, off and on. And you can see the effect that it's had already. I mean, this isn't very complicated at all. All we've done now is added some contrast, some details, pulled out the details, and a little bit of the shadows to make the image not as dark as it was, and a bit more highlights. And I'm also going to see if I can do something about the blue. Here we can see this is shot in in the sun. We can see the sun is hitting the mountain here and the top here, and whereas this is in the shade. So this has more of a bluish cast, and I want to exaggerate that a little bit more, make it more dramatic. So let's just turn up the saturation to I like to put in 10%, so 60 around there. Let's turn it off and turn it on. And I mean, wow, look at that. Look at that difference. And that was just, you know, we spent just a couple of minutes color correcting this image. So what I want to do now is I'm going to work in nodes, which means you can basically work in layers without affecting the whole image. And what I want to do is create a second node. So all you do is you right click and you just hit add serial node. So what I'm going to do, we're going to choose this as our tool, and that brings up a kind of a square toolbox. And I like to work with this because we can pull this basically anywhere we want, and I want to exaggerate this mountain. So let's just see. So you can pull on all these, and you can make, you can shape it to the portion of the image you want to work with. Something around, I don't know, like this. I mean, this can be pulled and pushed in all kinds of directions. And now, all of a sudden, what we've done is, you can see here, we have just outlined the mountains. So, and there's another neat little trick I'm going to show you. If you use this little white box here that has the, I don't know, more purple line out, and you pull this to the side like this, that will make the effect blend into the image, so it doesn't come across just as a sharp coloring. Oops, let's just gonna do like this, and now this will blend nicely, as we can see here, into the image. So what I wanted to do is, I want to see if I can exaggerate just a portion of the mountain, because that's a little bit bleak still, and I don't want to affect the whole image. So let's just see. Look at that. We're just pulling a little bit on the contrast, like so, and a little bit of more detail, and all of a sudden, now this mountain is looking really dramatic. Let's turn it off and on, off and on, and it's just a subtle little detail. Let's just pull it out a little bit more like this. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. See how easy it is just to work with the specific portions of your image. So let's go ahead. I'm going to work on the village itself. So we're going to right click, add node, add serial, and now we have a different sheet to work on. Now this doesn't affect these two at all. So once again, we're going to choose this tool here. I'm going to put it over the village, and let's just see if we can make a nice square box. Let's just include those mountains there as well. Don't want to include that mountain yet, like so. Pull it up like here, and so, and let's just see if we can make it work. Oops, that's a little tad too much, but you can see how easy it is to work around. I'm just using my mouse, and I'm just clicking wherever I want this box to go. And now, as we can see here on the third node, we have just the village and the mountain to work with. I'm just going to see if I can pull down just a little bit, and we're going to do the same. We're going to blend the image, the effect, by pulling on the white circle with the red outline, like so, and there we go. And now let's see if we can just add contrast into that without affecting. So we're pulling on the contrast, and we're pulling on the midtones, and now look what's happening. Let's turn it off and on, off and on. And as you can see, I've added just a little bit more detail and contrast just to that portion of the image, just with the mountain. I'm going to increase the saturation as well. You can see the mountain standing out. There's a bit of a red light because the sun was going down. And you can see here, there's just a little bit of a red light here. So I'm getting pretty happy with this image, actually. Let's see if we can do something about the sky as well. And let's just add a fourth and final node. Right click, add serial. And now we have a new node. I'm going to use the same tool again. I really love this tool. And you see how easy it is to work with. Just place it over the work area you want to work with, and like so, pull it down. Not too much on that mountain because we've already done that. What have I done wrong here? Put it up just a little bit here and a little bit there, and just put it nicely like so. Perhaps a little bit down here as well. And now we can see here on the fourth node, it's just, everything that's grayed out. It won't affect the image, only the active portion. So let's just do the same. We're going to blend the effect into the image. I want to have, a natural looking image, like so. And oops, just gonna. That's a bit of a tricky just to have the side effect here as well. So now let's see if we can just add contrast into that part. Go back up with the contrast to see if we can make the image pop. Turn it off, turn it on. There we see, turn it off, turn it on. So I mean, see how easy it was to color correct that image. We went from this to this, from this to this, and I think that makes a huge difference when I'm giving these images, passing them on to the editor, which will be finishing my long-form documentary for broadcast TV. And you can see, and also we're working for the big screen as well, so I mean this image is really going to pop when we put it on the screen, if we decide to keep it in the edit. But anyway, see how easy it was to work with within Resolve. I mean, Resolve is not as mystical as people make it out to be, and it certainly is a lot more powerful than what I can do in Final Cut, which is my second editing program of choice. And I really, really love Davinci Resolve. Once you get to understand all the power, you can really, really do a lot. Anyway, I hope you did find this little tutorial helpful. And if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel, because there's a lot more like this coming. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.